Hi everyone, this is Nine with the B-Side. Thank you so much for tuning in again. We appreciate all our regular viewers and people who contribute to the show to get us all around the world. Today we're bringing you an interview with Xylaroo from London. We Skype interviewed them, and they are two sisters who have unique growing up experiences, partially from Papua New Guinea and England, but all around the world, sort of following their family around, and those influences have given them a one-of-a-kind sound that I absolutely adore, and I hope you will too. They have a single release party coming up at the Jago in London on February 13th, and I'll have a link to that down below, and also a link to all their other social media connections. Thank you so much again, and enjoy the interview.
Shed some light on the end of the light from the beginning. Let it shine, shine, shine. Let it shine, shine, shine. Let it shine, 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 shine.
Hi everybody, this is Nine from the B-Side. I am so happy to have Holly and Coco back from Xylaroo with us. And
well, in case anybody's wondering why I'm saying back with us, because I completely technically bungled our first interview, and so they were kind enough to come back and give me another shot. So how are y'all doing?
Yeah, good, thank you.
Yeah,
Thanks for having us back.
Yeah.
We're excited. Cool. We really enjoyed the chat last time, even though it wasn't recorded. It was great. So.
Okay. Well, that's cool. I'm glad you felt that way. So I'm super stoked about this album. It's sort of been like this sort of a long wait, right, between the last album and this one. But you guys have come out with a different sound. It's richer. It's more technically proficient as well, I think. And so tell us a little bit about how that was formed and the concept behind the album.
Well, I guess we started working with a lot of cool musicians, like some of our friends, really. Yeah. Well, our lead guitarist is a really good friend, Coco. Sort of met him when she was at uni. Yeah. And then he went to like a music college, university. So he knew like a few other musicians, and so we were just working with some really great guys who also recorded and like produced everything as well. So it's been like us doing a little group thing, but they're just like great at the music side of stuff, and they just know how to do really cool things. Yeah. Like sort of take the songs, like sort of like bare bones of the songs, and then make it into something really cool. Because I guess we're not really technically trained as musicians. I guess I think there's a big difference between being a musician and being an artist. Or a singer. Or a singer. But it's nice to work with people who have a different perspective and can kind of take what we've got and make it better and add their own like kind of flavor to it. So I think that's mostly it. And growing up as well, getting older, we're not like young sproutly things anymore. Kids anymore. So when we started, we were like really young. Like when we wrote the first album, I was like 14 and you were 16. Yeah. So I guess it's just growing up and
And there's something to that relationship too with the producer artist too, right? When you finally get that I don't know, I guess feeling or relationship kind of set right, it changes the music.
Oh, definitely. I think you need to be I think like it's better when you're friends also and you know each other. We know like we also have like a lot of time to like do it, because we're not with our label anymore, so we just had we've been working with the guys for like so long on the songs and stuff, and we had like ages to record, and we could go in whenever set our own like time frames and stuff like that. So it's been really nice to have the time to really like go through the songs, and they can experiment, like they just sort of experiment with lots of different things, and I think that's been really nice. The first album we recorded it in 10 days. So and we've never met the producer, and we've never been in a studio before. We've never been in a studio before. But the guy that we worked with, Jim Riley, he did do an amazing job for some kind of like two novice. And I think we were drunk a lot during that time.
Well, that could be said for a lot of albums. So
I think our first album was a fun album. You can kind of hear that in it. But yeah, this one has been a lot figuring it out, a lot more thoughtful, and we've had a lot more creative input, I guess, because we've over the years learned a little bit more about recording, doing kind of our own recordings and building a home studio. So I think it's just, as a small independent artist, I think it's just, you know, kind of slowly, incrementally trying to improve and get better. But
speaking of home studio, so I thought the Radiohead cover, the No Surprises that you all did in your backyard was really, really cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was like a cool sound and a cool look, and tell me what brought that song from, because Radiohead's got such
it's a weird Love Island. I don't know if you know Love Island, but it's in England. It's a really weird reality TV show. I did watch a bit of it. Like, they basically put all these singles on like an island, and you know, it's very like they have to like pick their partners, and then they all like swap every now and again. And then it's really it's like a very trashy. It's very but classic British. They get a lot of like, I guess, bands to do covers and things like that. They were looking for indie bands to do. So I think they just get loads of bands to like send them over, and then if it fits with the storyline, they add it in. It's very like mass produced.
That's full of like land. Feel a job that slowly kills you. Bruises that won't heal. You look so tired and happy. Bring down the government. They don't speak for us.
But they put a brief out and contacted us.
So we were like, okay, we'll give it a go. We did like, we tried out a few songs, and that one we really liked anyway. And then they didn't use it, so then we were like, okay, well we liked it. We're gonna put it out anyway. So it's a very weird way of going about it, but I don't know, it just worked. I don't think it really nice. And then
I thought you guys did a really good job of putting your own sound on it, and like you know, sometimes bands when they do a cover kind of regurgitated the same thing, but you guys really did a neat thing with your harmony, and you're putting your own particular thing on it. How long did it take you to work it?
We did what, like, our guitarist came, Joe came, and then we did one day and did like 3 songs, worked them out a little bit, and then we had another day recorded it and stuff. So that one just it happened really nicely. It worked the others didn't like fit that nice. Like, it just depends on the song as well.
You can tell with a cover when it just comes naturally, and I think that's the difference. If you're trying to force it, or you're trying to kind of like, I don't know, mimic something, then
and also
usually,
like the songs are already,
it's not going to work. It's not going to turn out
well. The songs are already like some of the songs we've covered, they're amazing as is, and you don't really want to sort of, I guess, like, there's no point in trying to compete with that. You just got to do your own thing and stuff.
Yeah, it's like, you know, we did a Gloria Gaynor cover, and we're definitely not going to compete with her. Like, no, those vocal runs. So you just got to do it, and you just got to flip it on its head.
And we make it more simple, because that's all we can do.
That's all we can do. I think that's the important part of it.
Yeah.
Oh, and in the video that I did, when we're outside, there's like loads of continuity issues, so watch out for those. We were filming, like, one of us would step out and then film the other two, so it looked like different angles and stuff like that. But it's sometimes you can see like Joe playing guitar, and then it just goes, and there's no one singing all the time. So just check it out. It's fun.
If you can count how many, you know, we'll give you a prize.
Single's getting released on the 10th, right? And then you're gonna do a show at the Jago.
Oh yeah.
Which has like the coolest front I've ever seen. Like, the paintings on the front of that building are amazing, and then the inside looks so incredible. It's got the hardwood floors and all the
really nice space.
All the stuff, all the like soft materials up on the roof there. So it looks like a place that would be really great for acoustic sound, and that the sound that you can produce in there is amazing.
Full band.
Yeah,
That
full
show
band
will
show.
be having full band, and then we've got two women like Miranda Joy and Helen Levine.
Yeah, really great artists.
And they'll be like, they're sort of like
Guest
I
acts.
think Miranda does like mainly like keyboard, and then singing, and then
Helen Dean's is the same.
yeah, sort of similar stuff. So
Yeah,
it'll
we're
be
really
good.
excited. It's going to be like really fun. We haven't put on a London show before.
Like,
Headlining. So it's going to be cool. Kind of a cool new experience for us, and we're going to have a lot of, I guess, familiar faces in the crowd. So it's just going to be a party, basically.
Yeah, we get to do a nice like long set. So we're doing like a few old songs, like quite a few of the new ones and stuff. And I think it's quite nice to do that because we obviously haven't put out a lot of stuff for a long time. It's nice to get to do those old songs as well.
Tell me too about some festivals that you've been playing, and maybe things that you are planning to. You all played the Hear Her Fest, and I brought up to you that the really big impetus for that festival was that the founder saw that there were just not enough women being represented at festivals, and this is certainly something that I have noticed as I've been traveling around, that it's really, in some places it's like 90-10, in some places it's maybe as much as 30% women, but usually not more than that. And so the 50-50 movement is to try to get festivals to at least have 50% women, 50% men.
Yeah.
So tell me about playing that festival and how that experience was, because that was an all-female.
It was.
Yeah.
I
think the first one in England.
female full lineup.
Mm-hmm. But they've been
Which
doing
was
it.
crazy.
What, they changed the name, but I think they had done
Diva Fest. It was previously Diva Fest.
But the
and
lady
then
that did it, like Heather Peace, she's like an actress, and I think she's a music journalist now. So she
and
said,
musician, yeah.
yeah. So it's like she said that she just assumed, oh, okay, like, you know, I'm not like covering as many like female artists and things like that, and it must just be that there's not that many out there doing it. And then she started like looking into it, and she was like, there's tons of them, and they're good. And she was like we might as well actually put on a festival and stuff, and
actually like showcase, because
something like that.
People aren't doing it. Yeah, you don't realize how much that really does affect you when you're younger. Not having like role models of representation that like you can relate to. I guess I don't know, it's changing a lot, like for the better, but I think there's still a lot of work to do, like you said. Like it's
sort of a default to have a lot of men in certain industries and dominating certain industries, and you just don't, I guess, like we don't notice it enough at the moment until you see it like that, where you see like sort of the all female thing, and then you're like, oh, okay, now I really can see that contrast, like and what we're so used to seeing. Like I think it's but it's cool having these movements and these different things, like even like Me Too and stuff like that. It's important that we're talking about these things, and people are, yes, they just care about it a little bit more, even women and men. Like I think it's
Tell our audience about your background and where you all come from, family-wise, cultural backgrounds and stuff like that, and how those things influence your music and what you do too.
So we're sisters.
Yeah.
And we're half Papua New Guinean
and
half English. But we grew up
because of our dad's job.
Yeah.
Like a bit all around.
I was born in Papua New Guinea, but then we moved to Hong Kong when I was a baby. And then Coach was born. Stayed there a little bit. Went to Philippines
because of our dad's job. Yeah, we were just like traveling toddlers.
And then we went to England and then Sri Lanka after that.
What was that like for you guys?
Especially like as like going to international schools, I think like most international school kids can relate to each other, because you're definitely always like in a melting pot of different nationalities. So you've got like friends that are from like all over the world.
But we lived in so many different places. With like, they're really different from like living in England and in the West.
It was more of a culture shock moving to the UK.
Yeah, it was more of it, but it was like you see. I think like sometimes then you think of the world more as like the world rather than like your little spot in it. We saw a lot of like the places that we lived, like there's a lot of, poverty and issues and completely different politics and beautiful cultures and beautiful people. So it's like it just made our world a bit bigger, I guess. So now, like when I think about like an issue or a problem, I'm not necessarily just seeing it from an English perspective, because I've lived in other places that we sort of call home now. And I think, it just makes our perspectives just a bit like broader. I like to sort of try and think from different perspectives a lot. I think sometimes it's an issue because I never really have like a full opinion on anything. Because I studied anthropology as well, and it's a bit difficult to. Yeah, now I just think of like all the different perspectives and different opinions and things like that, and I guess
I think that's important though, right? Like if you ever have a full opinion about something, you're wrong.
Yeah, for sure.
Exactly.
Right? It's just,
that's so true.
If you think you know everything about something, you probably know the least amount of anyone in the room. So.
Yeah, exactly. But like, no, we had a really nice like childhood because we got to spend a lot of time on beaches and and our dad would drive us around because obviously we worked on the roads. He just likes driving a lot. We spent a lot of time in
random remote places
and stuff, driving all over. Like we went to America when we were younger, and our dad drove us. We had a big van, and his like all the family was there, even his sort of our half brother and sister as well. And we just drove all the way like along America. We went to the Grand Canyon and stuff like that. And that's just sort of what we remember. Listen to music on long trips, like around
and screaming
and stuff.
Screaming along to them in cars. I remember we were in the Philippines once, actually, when we were younger, and we were singing a lot, like along to these Christmas tunes so loud that because we lived in the Philippines for like about 2 years growing up. But the army actually pulled us over and thought we were kidnapped children. Yeah, because apparently we were screaming so loudly.
There's something about our music.
Yeah, it definitely. I think that says something about our singing. But yeah, we pulled over because it was a big.
I think they thought the car was like
actually.
stolen. Oh yeah, because in the Philippines it's
quite dangerous sometimes. But yeah, I just remember that story and thinking like, oh my god.
That's so awesome.
Yeah,
I'm sure it was terrifying at the time to have the military, trying to save you. But
one of the army guys
was showing Holly
and me like his gun, and at one point we asked him if we could hold it.
I think he was literally gonna let us touch it, and then our mum was like, "Don't you do that." But yeah,
I was definitely into went through an army phase when I was younger.
Wow.
Not anymore.
What's the musical influence from there like for you?
Well, they music's really big there.
It's a lot of singing.
Not so much from where we are, in our village, in our family. Yeah, people sing. There's not so much like drumming or anything like that. It's just singing in harmony. Everyone just sings, like they all know the songs.
You get drunk and you sing.
You get drunk and you sing. Right. But it's like, they're beautiful harmonies. Like everyone seems to just do it quite naturally. So I think that really influenced us. We must have just heard it growing up because we were quite young when we left, and we just recently gone back. Yeah, and our mum sings but we recently went back after like 10 years or me it was 10 years.
Yeah, you went back.
And you see that people they just love singing, like they love singing all the time.
I guess because you don't listen to music as much because you haven't. Even still in the village, like there's no electric. Like in our village, like it's on the coast and there's no electricity.
But
no running water.
That was the way of also passing down information. Like there's a lot of oral history, so people remember lots of stories and things like that. But our granddad, he was a chief. And then he actually went into politics, but he was a chief of the village, and he used to know some of these really old songs that no one, like the younger generations, do not understand what he was singing about or saying, but they were secret songs. So like they'd sing it, but people, and they would pass that down. But I don't even know if anyone else has passed that down, because he stopped being a chief when he became a politician. So I don't think you could do both, but he still sort of he knew all the secrets and stuff like that.
That's amazing. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
I just wish
Surely.
and recorded it. I should have done that like this. It's while he was still alive and stuff.
You can. It's a secret.
No, it's
Holly.
still a secret. Understand it.
It's just, maybe it was just his way
give
of
it
playing
to everyone.
a joke on everyone there. Singing.
He did like to have quite a few drinks at the end of the day and some cigarettes and just sing.
Yeah, so it could have been completely
It
different.
could have been just like a recipe for bread.
Yeah. Honestly.
So with the album release or the single release and the party at the Jago, you're going to be sort of introducing this sound to everyone.
Yeah.
What's else is going to go on promotion wise? What are your plans for touring and playing out and that sort of thing? And how is your band structure going? Because you've changed up the band structure compared to in years past, right? It was just the two of you playing, and now you have other members going with you. So what's that look like?
So I guess really we're working towards an album release from the beginning of next summer. Yeah. So all these kind of like little, we're a small band, so that the single releases are kind of moving towards like a body of work, which would be cool to kind of put out next just early next year. But yeah, we're working with like some really cool musicians, Joe. And I think it's because like I've got I sort of started working full time, trainee journalist sort of stuff, and then we're looking to do like less, I guess, like touring. We might try and like, I think it would be really nice. I was hoping to try and do stuff because obviously like I can't take loads of time off work. At least try getting around England a bit more because I know a lot of people were a bit annoyed that we were staying in the south a lot, but it's just because it costs a lot to get up there, and it's like we don't even know if anyone will come to the gig with us. But it's like I would like to travel a bit, like on sort of weekends and things like that, and get around the country a little bit and do a bit of Europe, and then maybe like one day go to America. But yeah, I guess it's going to be focusing like doing like more online stuff because we've got a lot of music that we want to put out there. It's just, and I'd like to do a bit more writing. Yeah, getting full-time jobs and stuff. It's just not really feasible to be touring as much as we used to. Plus, also like, touring's crazy. Like, I drank too much on tour. That was the problem. Like, I found it very, very sort of like, it's because like you start cycle like when you do start. You drink to sort of like, because it's a big crowd or something. You're a bit nervous the first time. And then you're hungover, so you're really nervous the next night. Shakes you gotta drink that night. And then there's too much free alcohol and stuff. So I think a good little break from touring is good too. That's
good for your liver at least.
Exactly. So now I'm cutting down and I'm drinking vegetable juices.
Well, vodka's a vegetable, right?
If it's with other vegetables, then I will have some of that juice you're selling.
That's funny.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll be doing some gigs in the summer, for sure. Yeah, it would be nice because we're sort of putting the album out as well. But yeah, let us know like when you're about. It's really cool. For sure. I'd love to like have a vegetable vodka juice. Yeah.
Cool. Right on. Well, hey, thanks for talking with me again. I really appreciate you guys taking the time and giving me another chance, and hopefully I haven't completely technically blown this one, but
this one. We hope this gets you guys.
If it didn't, you can just tell me to fuck off altogether the next time.
Yeah, we love chatting to you, so yeah.
All right, cool. All right. It's good talking to you guys.
See you. Bye. Bye.